yourself in me beyond the time and space. And when you find yourself, you best believe my soul is with you, top forever. The piece of a nostril dip. Did you lose your way? You can feel the waves surrounding you. Electric, real like yourself is gonna be. Cause I surrender mine, knowing I found myself in you. And when we'll be complete. Lose yourself in me, always on my mind. Lose yourself in me beyond the time and space. Yes. Lose yourself in me, you're always on my mind. Lose yourself in me beyond the time and space. You can lose yourself in me. Oh, you can lose yourself in me. Yeah. You can lose yourself in me. You can lose yourself in me. Deep inside of me, I feel your soul deep inside of me. Feel you, deep inside of me. I hope that you feel me too. Deep inside of me. Deep inside of me. Lose yourself in me, you're always on my mind. Lose yourself in me beyond the time and space. Lose yourself in me, you're always on my mind. Lose yourself in me beyond the time and space. You're so good. 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 You're so good, you're so good, you're so good. You're so good, you're so good, you're so good. You're so good, you're so good, you're so good. You're so good, you're so good, you're so good. You're so good, you're so good, you're so good. You're so good, you're so good, you're so good. You're so good, you're so good, you're so good. You're so good, you're so good, you're so good. You're so good, you're so good, you're so good. You're so good, you're so good, you're so good. You're so good, you're so good, you're so good. You're so good, you're so good, you're so good. You're so good, you're so good, you're so good. You're so good, you're so good.
Welcome to Club Shada episode 345. I hope you're doing good. My name is Kaysha. Listen, You know, branding is a special thing. This show is brought to you by Shada. Big up to our stream royalty, Tome Alves, and all our sponsors. You know, branding is a thing. Sometimes I ask myself, should I have called this show Club Shada? And shouldn't have named it Club Kaysha, or Kaysha's Club, or Kaysha's Office, or the Kaysha's Podcast. I don't know. The first name of this show was Sushiro Vibes. Then I changed the name to Club Shada. And I like the name. I love Club Shada. I think it's a great name. But in terms of brand power, Kaysha has way more power. So sometimes I said to myself, I should change the name of this show to Club Kaysha. What do you think? Let me just reply to something. Je suis en plein live, donc je te réponds derrière, mais pour l'instant, c'est pas encore confirmé. On attend qu'elle pose. Mais je t'en dis plus, car là, je suis en live. Yeah. This fridge. Give me a sec. You know, the worst part is not even that I forget to turn it off. Is that I also forget to turn it back on. So sometimes if you have milk in there or anything that's milky, yeah, you get distorted. My wife did me a good draining solution. I'm going back to the gym. Very nice. So, where was I? Yeah, what do you think? I believe Club Shada is a great name, but at the same time, you know, as a businessman, using the brand Kaysha makes more sense. But hey, who knows? I'm waiting to see what you guys think. Other than that, I hope everybody's doing good. I hope everybody had a great weekend like I did. And let's get on to today's little bit of conversation. I'm gonna tell you a story, and I'm gonna talk to you about something that's been happening this weekend that was fun to me. Other than that, what up, Gabriel? I hope you're doing good. Frank, I hope you're doing good. Straight from France. It is here 10:15 in Lisbon, Portugal, so it's probably 11:15 for you. Sips Rum, what up? In the UK, 10:15 as well. Gabriel from France. Eliana from Brazil. I like that. Is that Benin? I'm not sure. I have the flag. But it's 10:12. Et que je me trompe pas sur les drapeaux des gens. Try to find something between both. It could be Kaysha's Club. No. You cannot do Kaysha's Club Shada. Makes no sense. Too long. Club Shada is great. Sounds great. Now, Club Kaysha. it doesn't sound as good as Club Shada, but as a brand, it makes more sense. So yeah, for now, we keep it this way. Sara, oi, boa noite. All right, let's get to the gist of things. Okay, first thing I want to talk about is there's been kind of I wouldn't even say that there's a polemic that is going on, but the fans of the group Ledes that I produced, I executive produced the album. I did the A&R and the production of 80% of the tracks back in 2007. So we have the track On a changé, and so first there was a first version from an artist called Michael coming from La Réunion Island, and now we have Distinct that is j'avais raison. Ah non, c'était Togo, j'ai dit maintenant. Yeah, big up le Togo. So as I was saying, and now Distinct is heavily promoting the fact that we gave him the authorization to do a new version of the song. And the fans are asking a lot of questions to Lila, who's the original singer inside of the group Ledes. And I believe that her reply was, she went on TikTok to explain more or less how she feels about it, which, listen, can be bittersweet, I understand. And the fans keep tagging her in the Distinct videos because, yeah, that's what fans do. So what people have to understand is, first of all, the intellectual owners of this song are not her, because she's an interpret. She sang a song that I composed and Cam News wrote. So it was her, great interpretation, but it could have been anybody else. And when somebody asks you when somebody wants to take a song from somebody else and they want to do a new version, a cover song, or an adaptation, change something, the people that have to give the authorization for the adaptation of a song are the right owners. And the interpret is not a right owner if the interpret didn't compose or write the song. And that's where I believe she was not clear enough in her explanation, making people think, listen, at a point, I understand the fans, they don't know the business the way we know the business. And I understand that she's emotional about it, but she didn't convey what it is about clearly. I understood what she meant because I understand, but so, there was a little bit of, oh my God, this guy is taking our song. No, it's not taking your song. And the original song continues to exist. And adaptations, remixes, new versions, new interpretation by new people, or maybe in 30 years, maybe the next Beyonce will do a version of that song. It's part of culture. There's a lot of books that were turned into movies by people that have nothing to do with the original story, or there's a lot of songs, like millions of songs that get covered, reinterpreted, sang by other people. It is part of culture. So it is always interesting when I see an artist feeling a way that somebody is redoing a song, especially if it's your song, but it's not your song. If you interpret it, it actually belongs to me, the other writer, and the publisher. So in reality, we don't even have to contact you. It's courtesy to tell you, hey, somebody's gonna do a new version of your song. Other than that, has nothing to do with you. Now, to me, I believe it's good that big artists are using your song and putting a light on it, because it's going to be good for this. It's going to be great for the first version too. Whenever you have somebody using an old song and making a new version of it, the old version benefits. So you as an artist, you're going to do shows, so everybody wins. That's why sometimes when I look at the comments, and listen, people are tagging me too in that new version. But listen, I've known about this for 3 months, because they started asking the authorization 3-4 months ago, even before. I think they started asking the authorization in the summer, and because we had another version out, we told them not before 2024. So to us, yeah, listen, it's like my song, Something Going On, same thing. There's another version that's going to come out without me in it, with somebody else singing, and the same thing. It's just business, and it's more money for whoever wrote, whoever composed, which is me. So yeah, it was interesting to see the internet start talking about it and stuff. Attends. Attends, je termine mon live, que je te donne plus d'infos. So, Sabrina, what up? I hope you're doing good. All right. Now, let me tell you about this crazy story that makes no sense to me. So, there's this guy, right? His name is Brandon, apparently. And apparently, he's a huge fan of a girl that is a rapper, but that only also has an OnlyFans, if I understand well. And because now all these rappers have OnlyFans. And I mean, listen, they're multitasking, all good. And he paid $90,000 and he got a tattoo of her face on the leg. Listen, I don't know, man. Well, I can't really say shit about tattoos, because in reality, there's a girl from Cape Verde who sent me a photo of her arm. And I remember seeing this in 2012 when she came to my show. Do I have this photo somewhere? There's a girl. Yeah, she sent me that photo. Let me show it to you. She sent me that photo of my name on her arm. But listen, she could say that her name is Kaysha. So, but yeah, it is special to have an OnlyFans girls tattooed on your leg. To me, that's a little crazy, but that's the thing with the US. The US tend to be a country of contradictions and of craziness. It seems to be a country where people just, people. There's a lot of crazy people. And there's a lot of people who are stalking like crazy, I believe. To me, it is really like something that, I don't know, man. I don't know. So, let me read you the article. All right. So, where's Chrome? Ruby Rose, obsessive fan Brendan spends $90,000 on the star's OnlyFans and gets tattoo of her face. All right. So Ruby Rose has outed an obsessive fan called Brendan, who is her top spender on OnlyFans. She ran into him and they exchanged numbers. Huh? Okay. So you meet a fan and you just give the number. It's already makes no sense to me. And he hasn't stopped messaging her ever since. Following their meeting, the super fan got a tattoo of her face with the phrase #1 spender. The mystery man is now internet famous. What are we talking about? So this is the Ruby Rose girl. Ruby Rose ran into superfan. It all started in December 1st when the rapper shared an image of herself with a guy on Twitter and wrote, "I run into my #1 spender on OnlyFans." Next to it, a screenshot of the fan's phone which shows he has spent a whopping $62,000 on Ruby Rose OnlyFans content at the time. That's a lot of money for one person. The 26-year-old shared exclusive content on the London-based subscription service with people must pay access. Okay. This guy won't stop sending her messages. On December 5th, Ruby returned with another post revealing the pair exchanged numbers, and he hasn't stopped messaging since. He saved his Brandon Weird. He is saved as Brandon Weird OF fan in her contacts and has been spamming her with messages about their genuine connection. "I have invested so much into our relationship," he said before revealing he has spent another $30,000 in a matter of days. A screenshot shows his total spend on the rapper's OnlyFans and is now staggering $91,000. And he has only been subscribed for a month. What the hell? I don't want music fans like that. I mean, it depends. Let me see. Let me look at the tweet. "I would do anything for you. I would fly anywhere to be with you. All that I can ever think is you." Oh my God, he says he wants to marry her, have a family with her, and he would quit everything just to be with the star. What the? Listen, I want to look at that tweet. Let me look at the tweet. Who are these crazy people? Why are you answering me? I thought we had a genuine connection. Ruby, why aren't you answering me? I've invested so much money into our relationship. I'm in love with you. Why won't you love me? Oh Lord. Whoa. That nigga crazy. Yo, wait a minute. Causes me to get very emotional, especially about you. I love you so much, Ruby. You are my world, my rock, my queen, my everything. There is nothing that I wouldn't do to make you the happiest little princess in the world. I promise that I love you and only you. For you, I don't care about your followers, your fans, your money. I only want you. You are the best thing that ever happened to me. I know that we only met for 5 minutes and that you had to leave, but I cherished it so much. I can't stop thinking about it and you. You were magnificent. It was almost like it was out of a movie when I first saw you come down the elevator with your perfect smooth hair, your perfect clear skin, your beautiful smiling eyes. I would never ever change a thing about you. I only want you forever, my queen. You will be the only thing and all I need to be happy. You have become my sole purpose in life. Baby, please answer me, my queen. Please don't leave me. That nigga crazy. Oh. I even spent 30,000 more on you since we met because I thought we had something genuine and real. I will empty my bank account just to be with you. I will travel across the country just to randomly run with you into you again. I will never be over you. You are the love of my life. My guy. Yo. Listen, if somebody send me this type of stuff, I know that person is crazy. You are the final piece of the puzzle. You are the only thing I need to make my life complete. I just hope you feel the same way. I will send you 10 Bitcoins right now if you answer me. That is worth almost $400,000. All you have to do is respond to me with one word, Ruby. Please, I need your attention. I need to make sure that my kitten is safe. Bitcoin is one of those investments I was talking about. I was talking with you about on OnlyFans when you were asking me what I did to make so much money. I promise you it will be the best investment of your life. All you have to do is just react to one message of mine. Please, I beg you. I cannot think to live without you. 10 Bitcoins? Oh my God. That guy has been sending her. Oh, that's him in the kitten. Are you there? My message said you read them, but it could be a glitch last time when it said you read it for 4 days and you said you didn't. Oh my God. The guy went to do a tattoo. That guy went to do a tattoo. Oh Lord. I have a surprise to show you my commitment. I know you will love it. I can't wait to show it to you. A tattoo of her face on the leg. What do you think? It took almost 3 hours. Yo, that guy is some next level psycho. That's what you call a next level psycho. Trust me. Listen, you know I have one that sends me, but at least she's my ex. I mean, anyway. Let's continue. After declaring his love for numerous times, then he did the tattoo, blah, 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 blah. It's to show my commitment. Listen, these type of people are super dangerous. That's the worst part. These type of fans are super dangerous. Yo, that guy is just, the guy was willing to spend, I mean, he spent $100K on an OnlyFans model, just one person. Oh Lord. He probably made a lot of money with crypto, something like that. And now he has, listen, the worst thing than a crazy person is a crazy person with the means to their ambitions. A crazy person that has enough money to find you, has enough money to hire people to find you, enough money to stalk you, to travel anywhere you are, go to all your appearances, at all your shows, and take a hotel room everywhere you go. Like, this can really, really, really rapidly become a nightmare. And this can be very dangerous. Listen, I had a few crazy fans, and lucky for me, they were poor. So they could not follow me around. They could not do tattoos of my face. I mean, some people tattooed my name, but tattoo of my face? Come on. Somebody you saw 5 minutes in your life, just because you love her on OnlyFans, because whatever she shows you there, she shows to everybody. You a fan. You're not like, you don't have a relationship with that person. You pay to talk to that person. You pay to send direct messages. It makes no sense. And it is so American. The Japanese as well, they go very far as well. For those little girls that they love, the girls bands, their fans, yeah, they go through the length. But yo, this guy makes no sense. Like, you know, there's so many people in this world, especially with the internet. There's so many people that they are just stands and fanatics. Listen, I understand the fact that we creators, artists, people who make photos, sell photos, whatever it is, you need followers, people who enjoy your work for it to work. So I appreciate fans, and I appreciate even the people that are a little too much. But there's a point where they become dangerous, and no matter how much money they bring to the table, you have to be yo. I had a fan once, and she was the daughter of one African country. I don't remember which country. And in the beginning, she was coming to shows. Then, listen, she would show up everywhere. Like, I was always at Champs-Élysées. She would always be around there. And me, I would be like, you know, me, I'm cool, you know, but. And then she would send me messages. Hey, can we do this? Hey, can we have dinner? I was like, no, I don't know you. Like, you have to keep a distance with people, because in the end, even if we are artists, if it's our work stuff has to stay in the workspace. And now when you're in your personal space, when you are with your children, when you are with your wife, your family, your mother, your brothers, sisters, father, etc., this has nothing to do with your fans. This is why I don't like when people message my children, or if for example, or message my wife, or when I'm in the streets and I'm with my children, I don't make photos. I don't accept photos. And I understand, maybe that's the only occasion you have to see me. But if I'm with my daughter, my son is 20, he's about to be 21, so it's different. When it's my son, hey, listen, all good. But when I'm with my daughter, I don't take photos. I tell people, I'm sorry, no photos. What you mean no photos? I'm with my daughter and I'm not working. Yeah, but this is just a photo. I said, no, I'm sorry. Right now I'm a father, and I'm 100% a father. Forget that I'm Kaysha. Those are rules that I set for myself. So when people see me in the street and I'm with my daughter, and I was the same thing when my son was 1, 2, 3, 4, until he got around 10. When I'm with my children, I'm holding their hand. All my attention is 100% on my children, and I don't want nothing to do with nobody who wants a photo, an autograph, anything. And it's not because I want to be rude. It's because I'm protecting my children's space. Now, if you have a crazy person like that person, they will not care. They will find out where you live. They will hire somebody to know where you live, where your kids go to school. And now when you go pick up your kid to school, they're going to be there waiting. And they want to be there, wanting to talk with you. And listen, This is super dangerous. These are the type of people that are the point whenever they're going to be frustrated about something, or when you're going to have a boyfriend, they're going to want to kill you or kill your boyfriend. So listen, I hope she has security, and I hope she's careful, because when people are on that level, ready to spend 100K, they believe you owe them something. And the guy is talking to you like if you were his kitten or whatever, because maybe they paid to receive a certain type of message that maybe didn't even wrote right, because sometimes you have assistants responding to the people. Yo, that is super scary. You remember that girl that would come to my gym? Listen, some of those people are nuts. And if they're nuts and rich, oh, you fucked. Oh, Lord. Anyway, it is what it is. What do you guys think? All right. If you're still here and you're enjoying the show, put some rainbows in the chat, of course. And don't forget to leave a like. Listen, I see a lot of people that are here and I don't see the likes. You guys are here, but you're not liking. Please like this live for the algorithms, please. We need likes. I need to see likes. Damn, why is my phone making that much noise? Yo. Yeah. I'm missing at least 4 more likes. So listen, if you didn't put your likes, I can see that you didn't. So just take the time. Okay, I see another one. I just saw that like. I'm missing 3 more. And put some rainbows in the chat too. All right, next subject. Let me look at this. I saved some tweet. Oh, okay, that was the tweet of. Listen, I don't know that girl, but that's crazy. Oh, okay, that's her and the fan. Oh my God. Look at this. Ruby Rose found her #1 OnlyFans spender. The dude who spent $62,000 on her page. What is this? Run scene. It was going to thank you, King. He probably thought he was going to get more than a thank you, King, in the DMs. That guy spent how much? $62,000. Is it crypto well? See? Oh my God. God has decided to give money to the wrong people, I'm telling you. Look at this. I ran into my #1 spender on OnlyFans. That is scary. And he really believed that he's looking good enough for her. Don't tell me that beauty is in the eye of the beholder. That shit is crazy. Oh, Lord. Anyway. All right. Before I go, let me remove this from my list of subjects. I want to talk to you about the story of an artist. And again, I want to tell you how it's not the first time. Don't forget to like the live. It's not the first time that I see it happen. But it's so interesting that I've seen so many artists destroy their careers. And here's another one of these stories. So one day Eligio tells me that there's a rapper that raps in Cap Virgin Creole, and she raps like crazy good. I'm like, yeah. And he's like, yeah. Listen, in the party that we going, she'll be there. You have to sign her. She has to be a sushi roll artist. So it's around 2007, I think, 7 or 8, I don't remember. Or maybe before, maybe 2006, I don't remember. Anyway, tells me, yo, you have to check her out. She's amazing. So we go to this party. We're there in the party chilling, and he introduced me to this girl. Very good looking, short hair, tall girl, virgin, looking sexy as hell. And he tells me, yo, this is the girl I told you about. What you think? I'm like, wow. Yeah, she looks great, but can she rap? So, he makes the introduction. We start talking, blah, 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 blah. And me, at that time, big hotshot producer. I don't have time to waste. I'm like, okay, Eligio told me you're good. And she's like, yeah, I'm good. I said, okay. I'm listening. We in the party. There was some music playing in the back. She started rapping in my ear. And I'm like, tomorrow at the studio. Check her out. I tell Eligio, hey, listen, bring her to the studio tomorrow. So she comes to the studio the next day. And I'm like, yo, listen. Yeah, listen, I'd love to do an album with you. That would be cool, etc. So she's like, oh my God, yeah, I can't wait, blah, 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 blah. Okay. So now we start working on an album. So at the same time, I'm on tour myself because On Dit Quoi had blew up all around Africa. But, after, I don't know, I would say, the album didn't take that much time to make. Other than the fact that in the beginning I wanted Eligio to supervise, since she was rapping in Criollo, I wanted Eligio to supervise the rapping. But I went on tour. When I came back, he didn't do nothing because he had other things to do with chicks. So when I came back, I asked Anufela and Ravi to supervise because I was still on tour. It didn't go as fast as I could, so at a point I understood that I had to take care of the everything by myself. So I called Shada to come with me to the studio. We recorded all the choruses for the songs, and then after that she rapped, and I think we recorded the whole album in 3-4 days. So at that time I used Kaysha.com, which is my website, as the place where I do all the promo and where everybody know the artists that are coming, so all the fans can be ready to purchase. And what I would do usually is when the album is almost ready, and I know like the album is coming out in 2 months, for example, I would sacrifice one track. I would take one good track where you can see the talent of the girl, and like a hit. Like, for example, in my album number 5, Legendary, the track that I gave away was Something Going On. So imagine. But at the time, it was not streaming. The goal was to sell a whole album. So you could, if you have 5 hits in the album, you can give one away for free. As long as it's a hit, people will buy the rest of the album. So that was my strategy. So I put up a song out there. The fans are going to be amped. The fans are starting to be interested. What up, Lamili? The fans are starting to, like sushi roll soldiers are starting to get excited. Let me know there. Don't forget to put your like. the fans are starting to be excited. So as I see the excitation for the artist, and we are ready to decide which song we're gonna shoot as a video, and I tell my partner, Section Zouk, Harold of Section Zouk, to get ready with the promo and to ask for a release date. So you have that song that I put out that is really starting to make noise. And I was also working at that time on Le DS album. So at that point, the album is ready. So everything is ready, right? Everything ready. As we are doing the mastering, I take her to Alain Herman, who's the official Sushi Raw photographer, to do some very nice photos where she looks amazing. And then I do the cover art. As I'm doing the cover art, we prepare everything to send to the factory. And then after that, you do the design for the CD cover, the CD jacket, what's inside the plastic of the CD, the box, the digipack, etc. Once everything is ready, you have to send everything to the factory so that the factory prints everything, right? And so because he was a Cap Verdean artist and we didn't know exactly how it would be, it was like a female version of Elisio. And because we didn't know exactly what would be the reception, we decided to start with a small print of 3,000 CDs. We do 3,000 CDs and we see if they sell. And our market were the Cap Verdeans in Rotterdam, the Cap Verdeans in Portugal, and the Cap Verdeans in France, and at large, the Sushi Roll fans. So we're getting ready with the promo, the launch. We start talking to people in Portugal. We talk to DJ Beleza in Portugal to tell him to get ready for the release in around a month or two. We start talking to the FNAC, the Virgin Mega Stores. We start telling them, hey, listen, we have this artist produced by Kaysha, beats by Kaysha and team, It's a female version of Elisio. That's how we sell her. People are, oh, interesting. So the FNAC say, okay, I'm going to order 500 CDs for all the stores in France. And then we'll see Portuguese stores, they order like 200 CDs. We start seeing the stores more or less. So we have more or less 1,000 CDs pre-sold, more or less. With people saying, hey, we're waiting to listen to the album and see the first video clip. And then we going. So for us, we've been doing this. Listen, we already launched, at that point, we already launched 2 Sumia albums, 3 Kaysha albums of as independent, 2 or 3 Elisio albums, ABG, first album came out. So we're starting to know our way around, and we're starting to know more or less what is our market. So, we're getting for release. We know what is the hit song. She has tracks with Elisio, tracks with me, tracks with Shada, tracks with Mika Mendes. Listen, an amazing album. And the moment when the factory is telling us that tomorrow they are starting to print the CDs, she calls me and she tells me, Kay, I'm pregnant. I'm like, what? She's like, yeah. Start crying. I'm like, yo, don't cry. I mean, it's beautiful and congratulations, but you have an album that's about to come out, and how you're going to promote your album, defend your album, and there's a lot of buzz on your name, and this is not the moment to have a kid. And at the same time, I'm never going to be the one to tell you that you should not have a kid because of business. But now that we are about to release an album, you are actually destroying the launch of your album, because we will not launch an album if you are giving birth. Because if you are 2-3 months now pregnant, by the time the album comes in a month, you 4 months pregnant, we will sell a few of them, and then you will not be able to go do shows to be able to sell the rest. So it's too risky. I mean, I'd release it because it's done, but I know what Harold is gonna say. Harold is gonna tell me I'm not releasing an album if she's pregnant in the middle of the release. So I'm like, listen, I understand. It's unfortunate, but if you decide to have your baby, if it was me, I'd release the album anyway and see what happens. But I know exactly what my partner is gonna say. My partner is gonna say, cancel the release. So I tell her, listen, I'm not giving you any ultimatum, but if you decide to have your baby, I respect that. And yeah, listen, the album will come out maybe when your baby is 1 or 2 and you have time to, be a mom, do your mom thing. And then after that, when everything is done, we can see, maybe add a song or 2, or maybe see how the album sounds in a year or 2 and we release it. And she's like, yo, thank you, Kay. I know that having a baby is completely like I'm killing the release and my career, and I'm so sorry you guys invested so much. And I was like, no, listen, it is a blessing. So I'm not going to tell you what you have to do, but you need to let me know if you guys want to keep your baby. It's okay. Listen, I don't have a problem with you. The album is there. We will release it later when it's time. And so she's like, oh, thank you for understanding. I said, no, for sure. And she's like, no, listen. And I'm like, but are you and your boyfriend together? Are you getting like, you moving in together, something? And she's like, no, not really. I'm like, what? All right, listen. Okay, cool. So the next day, I go to Harold's office and I tell him, hey, listen, I have some news. He's like, what? And I'm like, the artist is pregnant. She's like, what? He didn't even. And she's like, is she keeping it? I said, yes. Oh, he takes his phone straight, calls the factory. Yo, cancel the printing of this project. And he's like, all right, Kay, we lost money. I'm like, huh? He's like, yeah, listen, we spent this on this album and this money is lost. I'm like, not really. I believe it's an investment. I'm keeping the masters and we already have the photos done. We have everything done. The album is ready to be released. It's just that we didn't start printing it. I believe that we keep it on the side until she gets her baby. Once she had her baby, we give her maybe another year to be a mother. Simple as that, because she's not going to be able to go here and there, do shows. And once she's ready to yeah, when she's ready to go and perform, that's when we release the album. So maybe when the kid is one or two, and she can go on a weekend in Portugal, and a weekend in London, and a weekend in Rotterdam, go do some shows on the weekends, and defend her album. I believe that, yeah, if we can delay the album of a year and a half, it should be okay. And he tells me, but listen, there's so much buzz, there's so many people waiting for this album to come out. If you don't release it now, she's gonna lose all the buzz that you created. I say, I know, but it is what it is. Like, I don't have control over, and listen, a baby is a beautiful thing, so I'm never gonna be against that. So he's like, okay, as you wish. So what are we gonna release now in December? So I was like, hey, listen, I'm finishing. Let me see the dates, because I have to make sure I'm not talking, because all these projects were so long ago. This album came out in 2009. So yeah, it was probably the same time I was doing Tyna's album. Let me see, Tyna came out in 2008. Yeah, it's the same thing. So I told him, listen, I got Tyna's project almost ready, so I'm gonna focus on that. He's like, okay, focus on that. So I called her and I told her, listen, your album will not come out. I hope you understand, and I hope you're not too disappointed. And she was like, no, don't worry, I understand. And yeah, listen, I made my choice, and I hope it's not a problem for you. And I was like, no, it's not. Whenever we are ready to release the album, that's what we'll do. So I put all my energy on Tyna's album and Lede's album. I finished Lede's album, then I work on Tyna's album, and then I work on Sumia's third album, and I probably start working on my album too. And I know that this album is there, ready, mastered, all ready. You just click a switch and it's out in 2 weeks. So, we keep talking. Baby comes out. Baby is born. So I call her to celebrate, to say congratulations, etc. I hope you and your boyfriend are. Well, he's not my boyfriend anymore. What? All right. Oh, sorry to hear. Nah, don't worry. He's a jerk. All right. Okay, cool. Well. Anyway, I hope that. Send a gift for the kid, something, and she's like, yeah, what about my album? I said, well, listen, you just had a baby, so right now you have to, first of all, rest, then raise your baby, take care of, especially as an infant, and then after that you have to get back in shape. And then, I believe in around a year and a half, around 2009. So that we probably into early 2008. And I tell her, yeah, listen, in a year and a half, listen, when you're ready, you let me know, and we will release your album. All right. So time goes by, we release On a changé les DS, becomes a huge hit. We release Tyna's album, again, big success in the West Indies, and then Mal Sans Toi from Tyna, big success. I work on Sumia's album, etc. Time goes by, I do a lot of shows. I work on Mika Mendes as well. Solo album comes out in 2008 as well. And after a year and something, she calls me. Hey, Kay, I'm ready to release my album. What should we do? And I'm like, yeah, listen, You have to go back to the gym to look great, and to look like your cover art. And after that, yeah, listen, I can launch the album. And so I go to my partner and I tell him, hey, listen, I want to release that album. And he tells me, huh? Are you crazy? Listen, we already lost money on that project. Now we're making back our money with the other project. Why would you release that album? I say, hey, listen, how much money do we need? How much CDs do we need to sell so that we make our money back? And he tells me, I don't know, around 1,005, 2,000 CDs. I said, okay, just print that amount of CDs. I don't want to have a project that doesn't come out. I want everything that I start to be released and be a project that sees the light of the day. So he's like, okay, up to you. The problem now is that the whole buzz around the artist had already died down and people moved on, especially people from Portugal that I was really wanting to sell that project to. They moved on to something else. So now you have to recreate the excitation. So, I think I put out another song. I start pushing, I put on the Sushio website, the new album, Black Madonna coming out, etc., etc. And I tell the artist, hey, listen, it's not going to be easy because we are coming now 2 years after the fact. And it's not going to be as easy as when I release the other albums, because when I say things are coming, they come on time. And now it's not like you are an artist that was already confirmed and people were waiting for your album and it has been delayed and now people are still waiting for you. People didn't know you. I did everything for people to be curious, and you took a life decision and now the people are not curious anymore. So I want this to be clear. And she said, nah, don't worry, I'm a soldier, I'm ready. I said, okay, in this case, here's the box. So I went to her house and I bring to her the box with the first physical copies of her album. And listen, to me as an artist, I know how important it is to release. I know how important it is to, when you release your first album and when you can touch it, when you can touch your CD, like open the box and it's the realization of your creation. You can now physically touch it. So I understand how important it is, and I want, for the artists that I work with, I want to be there with them when they open the boxes for the first time, and we are happily getting ready to ship them all around the world. So that's exactly what I did with her. I went to her house and brought that box, and we opened them together, and she was with her baby, and the baby was happy. Baby was 1 year old anyway, but she was very happy. And then she looks at her kid and she's like, "Mommy is a star." And me, I'm like, uh-oh. Suzanne, whatever. And me, I'm like, uh-oh. But the fact that you released an album doesn't mean that you are a star automatically. It just means that you're proposing something to the public, and the public now is able to decide if they like your project or not. But for her, she first album she took in her hand, she was looking at her baby and she was like, "Mommy's a star now." And Mia was like, ugh, I hope she's joking. I hope she's not taking it seriously because I. So the question here is, if you have an artist that you are working with, right? If you have an artist that you are working with and that artist releases an album 2 years after the fact, how do you create the interest of the listeners? Especially if she doesn't have a brand like mine. Because I release albums late all the time. I set a date, then I release 6 months later, but I'm Kaysha. In her case, she didn't create her brand yet, right? What up, Free? So because of that, I'm asking myself, okay, I have to change strategy and find a way to recreate that thing. So something I did before her album come out, I invited her in a few tracks in other albums that I was working on so that people could realize that she had a name and, you know, she's coming. And so I invited her in a few tracks, in a track on Elijo's album, in a track in Sumia's album, in a track in my album, in compilations. I was keeping her name alive, but it's not the same thing as when your album is supposed to come in 2007, but it ends up coming out only in 2009. 2 years have passed and people, they move on quick. So at that point, I said to myself, okay, let me call a friend of mine whose name is Nelson Benguela. And he lives in London. And I know that because she's from the Palop community, I know that he can put her in some shows, make her go perform here and there. And yeah, from there, we start creating the buzz from her doing a lot of shows, banging, killing the shows. Maybe, and whenever I do a show, we put her to open for me. When Looney does a show, we put her to open for Looney. When Elijo does a show, we put her to open for Elijo. And when Mika does a show, we put her to open for Mika. Just with those four, it's enough if she sings 2-3 songs every time we perform to recreate the buzz that we lost. And then we have the perfect song. So, and we have an amazing song with Mika. And I think, the best song was, we have some Kuduro, some Kizomba, some Zouk. It was a great album. So, we had some featuring with me. We had the best rapper at the time called JJ, Cap Virgin rapper in the US that performed in the album. Nice album. I'm gonna put the link for you guys to go listen to it. It's called Isa Black Madonna. Go check it out for you. I put the Spotify link in the chat. And so I call my boy Nelson Benguela. I tell him, hey, listen, I got this artist. She's Elijo as a girl. And I play him a track. Listen, let me see which track I played for him. I played him this track. I played him this track. Yeah. I'm gonna do a listening session for this album soon.
desorientado. Já me perdi cabeça naquele momento que me odiava. A minha ser tonta, descontrolar meu coração. Tonda bate naquele momento que me beijava. A minha ser tonta, preocupada. Amor que se imagina, amor que se amava. Hora que se põe meu pensamento na boa. Durante o dia, meu pensamento.
You got this song, you have this one with Mika Mendes. Produced by me.
Mika. Isa.
Tudo em mim já entregando.
Daquele bom amor tão puro.
Nem sei uma vez me querer tocar.
You have this track called Mama Desculpa. I love this track. Hey.
Estava nova, boco tudo alegria na vida. Quem aqui te falava muito eu te ser mãe de filha, de boa irmã. Nem boca sabia, mas vou ensinar. Boa mãe, boa criança, boa mãe, boa irmã. Entre nós dois nasce um amor, uma união. Um amor de fundo, de coração. No enfrentador de vida, junto. No enfrenta a felicidade de vida, junto.
Dope track, dope track. I had this track too. Produced by Nelson Freitas. And with Nelson Freitas.
Yeah.
Wake up in the AM, compose a beat. Lyrics so hot, shit's dripping down your knees. They call me Nelson, the ghetto zoop don. Freitas gets the charm. Powerful impact, gravy on your bottom, cream on your nana. Tell me who your daughter. Eddie Parker. Yep. You're so papito tonight. Yep.
So we had that. We had that track also produced by me. Listen, all these songs are very good. It's a great album. Listen, every album I did is amazing, but this one, great album. Listen, everything was there to be a banger album. So so I go to Nelson Bengala and I tell him, bro, listen, I need a manager for this artist. This is the album. The problem is it comes out 2 years after the fact, and I need you to do your magic. Work, have her do some shows, have her, So she just had a baby a year ago. She's a little out of shape. But hey, listen, we put her in the gym, train, lose a little bit of weight, go back to the mic, to the stage, take the mic, rock some shows, and probably, we can do something great. Yeah, the one was nice. So now Nelson is like, yo, I'm down, bro. Let's go. Let's do it. So, okay. I call her. I say, yo, sis, you have a meeting with Nelson. He's from London. He's coming in Paris to meet you. So, tomorrow, 1 p.m., you meet him in this place. He's going to be waiting for you. And then after that, you talk. He explains to you what he can do for you. You explain to him what you need from him, etc., etc. You guys get ready. And then we start working on, something to do. All right. So, take care of business, chill. The next day at 2 p.m., I get a call from Nelson. Say, yo, bro, what up? He's like, yo, I've been at Trocadero and I've been waiting this woman for an hour. And lucky for me, my wife and my kids are visiting the Eiffel Tower not too far. But I've been waiting for the girl. I'm like, what? He's like, yeah. I'm like, oh, wait a minute. So I call her. I'm like, where are you? And she's like, oh, I'm in my house. I'm like, the guy been waiting. Yeah, but and she tells me some lame excuse. I'm like, what are you talking about? I said, can you go at Trocadero now? But it's going to take you an hour to go there. And he's like, oh, can you tell him, can I meet him at the end of the day? So I tell him, hey, bro, I'm so sorry. Something came up. I invent something. I said, can you meet her later today at night? And he's like, yeah, bro. Oh, listen. Yeah, let's tell her we can dinner. I said, okay. So I tell her, listen, 8 p.m., be at this restaurant and be there. All right. At 9 p.m., my boy calls me and tell me that he's at the restaurant and she never show up. And she called him to tell him if he could come to her kid's birthday in her house tomorrow. And he's like, bro, who does she think I am? I have things to do. I'm like, ah. And he's like, bro, listen, you my boy. I would love to help, but I'm gonna pass. I'm like, oh shit. So I'm like, what am I gonna do? So I'm having a show the same night with Natalie. So when my manager is not available, Nat is the one that travels with me. And Nat has she has her own artists, but she also books shows for me. We are very modular. We were very modular at the time. So at that point, I'm in the train with Nat, and I tell her, hey, listen, I would love to make you listen to an album. She's like, yeah. I said, yeah. So I made her listen to the songs. I make her listen to a few songs. She's like, wow, that's amazing. Who's that? And I'm like, that's my new artist. She's been signed to me for 3 years already. The album couldn't come out because she had a baby. And I would love to know if you want to take care of this baby. And, listen, she's not there yet. There's everything has to be done. But listen, the album just came out, and we need her to do some shows, some promos, and to recreate something. That involves Portugal, that involves France, that involves the Cape Verdean community, etc. And she tells me, yeah, I'd love to do it. When can I meet her? So I call her and I set up another meeting with Nat. And she doesn't go to the meeting. So now I'm starting to be pissed. And I tell her, sis, what's wrong with you? And she's like, no, but there's this guy called, what's the name of that guy? JR. And JR wants to meet me to talk about management. And I tell her, bro, I don't care. You can meet who you want. Yeah, but I don't want to accept something with somebody before I met with JR. And I said, listen, you can meet with Nat, talk with her, listen to what she has to say. You don't have to say yes or no. And then you can meet with JR, listen to what he has to say, and etc., etc. And then you choose the best for you. I'm just trying to find people that will help you for your career. But I'm not trying to decide for you who's going to be your manager. You can just see these people like booking agents or managers, how you want. Or you can work with JR. I don't mind. I don't care. We can sit down with the JR guy and see what he proposes and then run with it. We are trying to sell a CD here and salvage your career. And she's like, in this case, can you arrange another meeting with her? I'm like, oh my God. Okay, so I called Nat. I said, yo, Nat, I'm sorry. Something happened. Can you meet her at 6 p.m. today? And Nat is like, yeah, no problem. Where does she live? I can go to her house if she wants, if it's easier for her. I said, yo, listen, that would be amazing if you could go to her house. So Nat goes to her house. They sit down. They talk. Nat explained to her everything she needs from her, and she explained everything that she brings to the table. And Isa she's like, she calls me very happy. She tell me she loved the conversation, and then she's gonna work with Nat. I'm like, don't you want to talk first to the other guy you were talking to me about, the JR? And she's like, no. I'm going to work with Nat. I'm saying, okay, cool. All right. I called Nat. I said, Nat, so what up? And she's like, hey, she doesn't look like her cover art. I'm like, I know. She took a lot of weight. She had a baby a year ago, etc. So, okay, the first thing I told her is no more chocolate, because she's been eating chocolate like crazy. I said, no more chocolate. Go back to the gym. And we're going to do first a lot of free shows just to, I have a lot of events. I work with a lot of cities around Paris, and I can book her in a few events. And every show I'm booking with you, I'm going to put her to open, etc., etc. And yeah, she's pretty excited. And yeah, listen, this seems like, this is something we can do. And we're going to sell some album. We're going to need Harold at Section Zouk to push a song that we will choose in the radios, in the West Indies, here in Portugal. We need Beleza to also push a song in the radios. And then we need to shoot a music video. I'm like, yeah, sounds like a plan. Okay. So, past 2 weeks. And Nat calls me frustrated, and she's telling me that she believes that she should be paid $5,000 per shows, and she doesn't want to do shows for free. I'm like, what are you? Nobody owes you. The people that are known in the Zouk industry, They get like when they begin shows for 1,000 and you want 5,000 when nobody knows you. And she says, I'm a superstar. And we like, no. Ugh. Your album just came out 2 years late. You are not a superstar. You have to work to become the superstar. Putting out the album is just the first stone of the building. Now you have to put the next 10,000 stones. You have to do your part. We're gonna do our part, but you have to do your part. And you have to do a lot of promo shows, a lot of free shows. Nobody's getting paid. And you have the Espace FM podiums, you have this, you have that. You have to go to Portugal, do some shows for free so that people start to gather around your music. Once they buy the albums, every show we will give out some CDs and we will have some for sale so that after your shows, people go to the store to buy the music. But you need to be seen and you need to have a video out. So we need to shoot a video. So she's like, oh, okay, I understand. All right. So now we're asking ourselves, how can we do a cheap video without spending that much money? Something cheap where we put some dancers and we think about, because at that time Chiriri was big in France, we like, let's go with the Kuduro song. Cabo Verde Kitamanda Enos. We thought about that song. And we thought, okay, we bring some stars in the song. We bring Nelson Freitas, we bring Eligio, Akam, Meni. We bring everybody. We bring some Sumia stuff. We bring everybody. We do like grimy videos in the parking lot. I have the cameras, so I'll shoot the video myself. I've been directing videos now. At that point, I've been directing videos for, probably directed already 10 videos. So I'll come with Phil. We shoot the video, so we're only gonna spend the real money. And Nat's brother works at Vinci Parks. So Vinci is a big brand in France. They also do airports, like the Portuguese airport. But in Paris, they own, I don't know, 50 to 80% of the parking lots. So he's the director of one parking in Paris. And he tells us, hey, listen, the 4th floor of my parking is under renovation and it's completely closed to the public. And we have a part of the parking that is not yet under renovation, but access is closed to the general public. So if you want, I'll if you pay the security, so yeah, listen, you give 200 to my security so they can, be there because we have to be there. I can write the authorizations. So you guys go do the music video in the parking. So we like, yo, perfect, amazing. So I start calling everybody. And Nelson Freitas, can you come to Paris? Eligio have to be there at that time. I start calling my people. And I'm like, listen, in 2 weeks, we're shooting a video. And I start gathering everything, preparing camera, shooting. I start talking to people who have nice cars. I need a Ferrari, I need a Mercedes, I need this. Start talking to a few gangsters. Hey, I need this. I tell Eligio, find me like 5 to 10 Kuduro dancers, hip hop dancers. We start calling a few people and we start getting ready to shoot a beautiful music video in a parking, something nice. And so we ask her, what is a good date for you? And she tells us, let's say on the 10th. So I tell everybody, all right, on the 10th, we're shooting the video. We have access to this parking all day, all night. So let's not abuse. Let's try to shoot this video in around 10 hours. So we're gonna shoot the dancers, then we're gonna shoot the playbacks of the artists, then we're gonna shoot the artists plus the dancers, then we're gonna shoot some shots of her with another dress, with a nice Mercedes, with a nice bodybuilded guy that is there while she's talking. We're gonna have some flags of Cape Verde, etc., etc. So I'm starting to imagine a nice video that we can shoot quick without spending money. We don't need lights. We're gonna use the lights of the parking, and after that, I'm gonna do a lot of special effects. Did that before. All right. So we have 2 weeks to get everything ready. Easy peasy. 3 days before the shoot. No, sorry, I forgot. And we tell her, hey, before the video shoot, we need you to go on a very, very strict diet and go to the gym every day, because you need to be in shape for the music video. And after a week, she gains more kilos. She keeps eating chocolate and cachupa, and she just looking less and less like the CD cover. And this is gonna be a problem for the music video. And the stylist is complaining, etc. All right, listen. Long story short, when we are 5 days from the video, she doesn't look ready, and we're like, you know what? It's all good. We will dress her in a way that doesn't show. And hey, listen, it's a music video. We can find something with the stylist, etc. All good. 3 days before the music video, she calls Nat and she tells Nat, if you're still here, first of all, if you guys are still here, put some rainbows in the chat. So a few days, 3 days before the music video, she calls Nat and she tells Nat, oh, Nat, I cannot be at the music video on that date. We have to choose another date because I'm moving. And we're like, what? Yeah, my boyfriend and I, boyfriend? Yeah, my new boyfriend and I, we're moving in a new house. We're moving in a new house, and yeah, it's gonna be the 10th, the day of the moving. And we're like, what are you talking about? Yeah, you know, can we move the video shoot maybe a week after? And I'm not ready, and I don't like my body, and you know, and so I can get in shape. It's better. Let me do my moving after that. I promise I'll go to the gym. Can we just even maybe wait for another month and then we shoot the video as you said? And I'm like, we have a free parking. Listen, I called the guy from the park. So we have to call the guy from the parking, apologize that we're not going to use the parking. We're going to call it. We have to call everybody, the dancers. We have to call the artists and say, hey guys, hey, it's not going to be on that date. We're going to give you a new date. So we do all that, and we tell her that she have to stop sabotaging everything we're doing. And she's like, yeah, I'm so sorry. Listen, I just have to do this and to do that. I'm like, yo, listen, I understand. Life is not easy. You have a kid, you have a new boyfriend, but at a point, if you were not ready to release this album, it was better to say, I'm not ready. And she's like, no, I'm ready. I'm going to do everything. Don't worry. It's just that right now I'm moving. And I'm like, all right, listen, okay. So after a point, I call Beleza. So Beleza sells my show here, and he's a manager of Looney Johnson right now, and he's been my distributor of all my music, the CDs in Portugal for the last 20 years, and he organizing my release parties, etc., etc. And I call him and I tell him, hey, listen, I need you to find me a show for Isa so that Portugal starts warming up to her sound and her name. And he tells me, yo, Looney is performing in Roma. What, in Italy? Yeah, he's performing in Roma next weekend. If you want, I can talk to the promoter and see if he can do something about it. And I'm like, listen, if the promoter agrees to get her, I can pay for the plane tickets. He pays for the hotel room. He's like, okay, I'll call you back. Calls me back and tells me, you know what? The promoter says, oh, it's Kaysha's artist. Don't worry. I'm paying for the ticket and the hotel. And if she's Cap Virgin too, that's amazing. My public is going to be super happy. We can't wait to have Kaysha's new artist. I'm like, wow, amazing. So I call her and I tell her, hey, listen, we have a show for you with Looney in Roma. And she's like, that's amazing. What should I do? What should I wear? I say, oh, listen, you do what you got to do. Talk with Natalie to see. I don't listen. You know how to wear. Dress something that looks nice. Go defend your music. You can sing 3 to 4 songs before Looney does his show. It's a Cap Virgin party, so you're playing for the home team. Don't forget to sing that song, that song, that song, and that song. And she's super excited. And me, I'm like, cool. I had a show that night. Don't remember where. I had a show in, I don't remember where. And I had a show with Nat, actually. So Nat and I would go to perform somewhere. And Looney had a show the same night in Roma, Italy. And Isa does the show with him too. So around we done with our show. It's 3-4 a.m. We just done performing. I'm with the car with Nat. We there talking, chilling, thinking about what we're gonna do. And we start talking about her, about Isa, and we like, hey, so what about the music video? Do you think your brother will still have the parking ready? And she's like, oh, I have to ask him. And by the way, how was her show in Roma? I'm like, by the way, let me call Beleza. So take my phone and I call Beleza. And I ask, and I put him on speaker. I'm like, yo, Beleza, what up? He's like, yeah, what up? I say, how was the show? He was, the show was amazing. I said, yeah, Looney killed it. Oh, listen, girls everywhere yelling, I said, oh, amazing, congrats. And what about Isa? How was her set? And he's like, what set? I'm like, Isa was supposed to perform before Looney. And he's like, yeah, if she showed up, she would have. And I'm like, what the hell you mean? And he's like, well, she was supposed, so we came from Portugal, right? And we arrived at 5 p.m. and her plane from Paris was supposed to arrive at 6 p.m. So as we arrived, we just decided to wait for her at the airport because she was arriving at 6 p.m. So we came out with our luggage, etc. at 5:30. So we just chilled at the airport with the promoters, drink something, talk, and we were waiting for her flight to arrive. And when her flight arrived, every passenger came out and she was not there. And when I called her to understand where she was, she told me she was in Paris. And I'm like, what you mean she was in Paris? And he's like, she didn't take the flight. And I'm like, but why? And he's like, I don't know. And I don't care. And I will never work with her again because the promoter paid for her ticket, paid for an extra hotel room, and she didn't show up. And I asked her if she could take the next flight, and she told me no, and she invented me some lame excuse. And I was like, all right, peace. And we went and we did our show and we killed. And the public was not disappointed because they don't care, because they don't know her and they were not waiting for her. She was supposed to be a surprise and they were waiting for Looney. So Looney did his show. And me, I'm like, what's going on? So Nat is with her mouth open. We in the car listening to everything. It's me, Nat, my two dancers, and we just like. And Nat tells me, you know what, Kay? My darling, I'm so sorry, but I cannot work with your artist. I quit. And I tell her, you know what, Nat? I quit myself. I mean, I cannot help somebody that doesn't want to be helped. Listen, at least the album is out. And listen, maybe one day, maybe the album will explode on TikTok one day in 2024. And what else can I do? And that's when she sent me a message on Facebook. Because after that, I just stopped talking to her. I stopped caring. I just stopped doing any effort. And then she sent me a message on Facebook telling me that she's disappointed, that she thought she was the princess of Sushi Raw and nothing has been made for her. And then she started talking to people in the Cape Verdean community about the fact that she's not feeling the support. And I replied her with, oh, listen, one of those messages that when I reply, you're probably crying while you're reading my words, because I don't mince my words when I have to tell you the truth. And I told her, listen, the only person who destroyed her own career is you. First, your album was ready. You decided to have a baby. That's your decision. You decided. You didn't think, all good. I told you, we'll wait 2 years. 2 years after, when it's time to have your baby, you don't get in shape. You don't get ready for the public. You miss every meeting. You miss every interview I set up. You miss the music video. You miss the shows. You did all this to yourself. So you know what? Good luck. Sushi Raw is cleared enough for you. We are professional. You're not. So you know what? You are not part of my label anymore. And listen, good luck with your career or your life or whatever you want to do. Personally, I'm done. And that's how, we stopped working together. And you know, I heard a lot of stories of inventions about me after that, until probably in 2014, when I was already moved to Portugal. I received a long letter of excuse on Facebook where she acknowledged that, yeah, she fucked everything up, and that, hey, listen, she's sorry, and she was young, and she was going through things, and and hopefully maybe one day we can work together again. And I told her, listen, working together, I don't know, but accept your apologies, and listen, I wish you all the best for your career. I hope you are still active, doing songs, something, and yeah, maybe with a team that would work better for you, because I told her, you are extremely talented and you have a lot of potential, but in this business you have to be serious. If not, things don't work. And yeah, that's how. I mean, after that, she never released anything, at least under that name. And the only album is still there. So listen, if you guys listen to it, yeah, you listen. It's never too late. But we are now in 2023, and yeah, I never heard anything else from her. And this is a good example of how you fuck your career. And that's unfortunate because, listen, she had everything. For me, she had everything. She had the looks, she had the project, she had the music. And yeah, listen, I can still, release some of these single and release some remixes and make money from it. I mean, why not? I can. All these belong to me. But listen, when I listen to the album, I'm like, oh my God, what a waste. What a waste. But hey, listen, I invite everybody to go to Spotify and listen to the album. It's called Isa, Black Madonna. 17 beautiful tracks. Yeah, go check it out. And with the end of that story of how to fuck your career up, I'm gonna now check out and let you guys, because what time is it? It's almost midnight. Perfect. MK Prod, what up? Hope you're doing good. Listen, some of those beats you sent me, keep them on the side. I'm about to do my first Candy Zook EP, so I might use some of your beats. Malcolm Beats, what up, bro? You have to call me and tell me how's the Lil Prince doing and when can I go and see him. But yeah, listen, I hope you enjoyed the story. I hope you enjoyed the show. Now we start earlier, which is cool, or maybe maybe not for you, but for me it's perfect. That's a good time. 9:30, I love it. I will always start between 9:30 and 10:30 depending on my schedule, but I like 9:30. So thanks for showing up. As always, the show is brought to you by Shada, Gods of Good Fortune. Thanks to our sponsor, our stream royalty, Tome, and thanks to all the sponsors. And I'm gonna leave you actually with a track from the album Black Madonna by Isa, and I'm gonna play you a great track from this album. I'm gonna play you the first track of the album, called Jean Passiona. Peace. Maybe with the volume it would work better. Bless you. Sushi roll. Pizza. Black Madonna. Check this. That's right.
A minha tonta, desorientada. Já me perdi cabeça naquele momento que eu odiava. A minha tonta, descontrolar meu coração. Tonda bate naquele momento que me beijava. A minha tonta, preocupada. Amor que se imagina, amor que se amava. Hora que se acorda, meu pensamento é na bom. Durante o dia, meu pensamento é na bom. Antes de dormir, meu pensamento é na bom. Não se vive para bom, não querer viver com o bom. Chega na mim, é bem que bom com esse dor. Minha choro, minha dor, minha lágua, minha mágoa, minha dor, minha amor. Tá pedindo, boba fica na minha lado. Tá pedindo, onde ser minha namorado. Vai tudo que incrível, que minha amor. Bem que bom com esse dor. Amor, que eu vou buscar outro cão. Você, na minha, tem tudo. Uma mulher sensual, que te cuida de bom. Uma mulher intelectual, que te pensa na boa. Um homem bonito, um homem basoso, um homem ardoso com estilo de mafioso. Joby dentro todos, baby, do Shada show. Que eu chega mais perto, negro, não tem negro. Não tem nem rima, não tem nem flow. Não tem nem estilo, de sushi roll. Vou olhar, conquistando, um sorriso enganando. Meu corpo matando, vou falar, convenci-me, boa efeito para mim. Façam vida comigo, já vou pôr ficar tonta, já vou pôr ficar dora, já vou pôr ficar louca. Espera pra mostrar, bom, amor que te amar. Nunca enganar, bom, pouquinho apaixonar, pouquinho amado. Cresça na pular, foi tudo que crê. Baby, por ser de meu, foi tudo que crê. Faz boa vida comigo.